Okay, guys. So I've looked into all the details of this case, and I've followed all the videos, comments I've seen posted everywhere. I've just followed it. Okay, I don't believe a word Maggie says. I think she knows exactly what happened to her daughter. I do not think her mother is involved. I know some people do. Here's a few reasons why. In the interview with with Maggie's dad, he said, my ex-wife, when I talked to her, Maggie's mom, said, I'd regret reporting it. He said, you'd regret it. That leads me to believe that, by her saying that, you're going to regret this. That's your daughter. What if she's arrested? She's going to be put in jail. You're going to regret it. By her saying that, I feel like that's almost an admission of her guilt. It may just be speculation at this point. So let's dive further. Okay, so they put a bolo out on her vehicle because Maggie couldn't, anyway, to go back. Maggie's dad said he reported it because he had not seen the child. She was giving excuses about who had the child or about who was watching the baby, the babysitter, this person, that person. Finally, she couldn't keep up with the lie. She said Child Protective Services had her. She also told the baby's dad, who was in the military, and he was under his own stress at the time. He had wasn't keeping up with. He was pretty distant from. He was in the military. They were no longer a couple. He was distant from Maggie. He come back to Tennessee because his mom was ill, and he asked about Evelyn, and she said he was in. And Maggie said, Maggie said, Evelyn was in Child Protective Services. So Maggie, he just believed it. And his name's not, I'm not sure if his name's on the birth certificate, but she has the baby has her mom's last name. So I'm not sure if that's something he could have checked on or not. But anyway, so baby's missing. During this time, Maggie, Mom Maggie of missing baby Evelyn, Mom Maggie is seen partying. She's posting pictures on Facebook with her boyfriend Hunter. She's having a good old time here. Where is Evelyn? It didn't seem to bother her, at the time. Okay, so poor Evelyn is missing, okay? We don't know this. Maggie knows this. Hunter claims he never even saw the baby, but that Maggie claimed that the child got a broken arm. I guess Maggie told him he had a broken arm within the dad's care. Well, we know Maggie's a pathological liar, so whatever she told Hunter could be completely false. She's very, very attention-seeking. She has been on Facebook commenting to some post. This is what gets me. I end up going onto the page twice just to look. I'm not going to comment or anything like that on people's posts, but I just went to them. Someone asked, literally said, where the hell is your baby, Maggie? Instead of saying, I don't have my child, I'm doing everything I can to find her, this was just very calm comment, just almost like she was, she's not speaking, you can't read a person's emotion, but she said, I don't know they arrested who I gave her to. Speaking of Maggie's mom. So now it comes out that it's Maggie's mom that she gave this Evelyn to. I guess they passed her off to somebody. So she's putting the blame on her mom and her mom's boyfriend. Here's the thing. It come out Maggie bought that car or was buying that car for her mother. Why? Why was Maggie buying that car for her mother? The car was reported stolen because it was not paid for. They were caught and arrested. Maggie's mother was caught and arrested in that stolen vehicle because it was not paid for. And they also had open warrants in Tennessee, and they're being extradited back here to Tennessee. Well, why would she buy her mom a car? Did she use that car before giving the vehicle to her mom to try to set her mom up for something? You have to consider that. I mean, it's speculation, but you have to consider that. Maybe they'll check the vehicle. Maybe they'll impound it and check the vehicle, and see if there's any trace evidence in there. But you have to wonder. The mom said, or Maggie's mom said, I haven't seen my granddaughter. I want to get back to Tennessee to look for her. I don't know where my granddaughter. I have not seen her. And I'm sure they questioned the grandmother, and they questioned her, and they also questioned the boyfriend, and they probably told him, we haven't had the baby. And I don't think they did. Now, some people think they did. I think this is all on Maggie. Everything leads back to Maggie. All of her lies are coming back on her. It's coming back to her. She was the last person that's seen Evelyn alive. And they think it's more like December 10th or 11th now, but no one knows for sure. But she was the last person to see Evelyn, her daughter, Evelyn, alive. There were no pictures posted at Christmas of her, that baby. No, please, my baby's missing. No reporting her child missing for 2 months. And it wasn't her that reported it. It was the baby's grandfather. It was Maggie's own dad that reported it because he was that concerned about his daughter. I don't think, and Maggie's dad had talked to his ex-wife, the mom, Maggie's mom. And I don't think Maggie's dad thought the mom had anything to do with it because they were in communication. So it looks like they both thought Maggie did something with this baby. Something happened to this baby. So I've been looking into all of the details of it, and that's what I believe. And what was funny is for those that don't know me, know that I dabble in tarot. People do not believe in tarot. People do not believe in psychics or none of that. I am not a clairvoyant. I do specific readings for tarot. I've been doing them for years. High reviewed, high following. I do them. I don't, even like to do posts for publicity. People think it's all for publicity and all of this. This was just for my own knowing so I could see into this. And I saw a lot of deception from Maggie. Not only a lot of deception from Maggie, but that she knows absolutely what happened. I did not see, and I don't like saying this because this is, people, will judge people, that you say this. I hope Maggie is alive. But I got some really disturbing tarot cards. And I'm really, really concerned. They need to really interrogate Maggie. And I'm sure they have been, and I'm sure they're doing whatever they can. They don't want her to lawyer up. They don't want her to, they want to be cooperative, and they want to get as much info as they can without her lawyering up to make it seem like they're coming at her, because they really want to find this child. So I understand that, because if they was to jump at her hard, if she lawyers up and all of that, how it's, this could never be solved. But I don't see Maggie ever talking. She is very, like, a manipulative type, seemingly very nice, but also very cold and calculating, just very numb like person. And yes, she could have some past trauma in her life, but I don't see like mental issues, more like sociopathy and narcissism and just not caring, like I don't give a crap about anybody but myself, type of person. I'm seeing her. This is really similar to, in a way, to like the Casey Anthony or Kaylee Anthony case. It really is quite similar in a good bit in some ways. Putting the blame, false leads, all of this is, it's coming back to Maggie. I'm hoping I'm wrong. We'll see how this unfolds in the following days, weeks. But it's not that hard to see. If you can just look, open your eyes. It's not that hard to see. And you go in and read all of the interviews, all of the reports from the dad, the mom. They got her and they questioned her from, the mom was being so deceptive. Mom Maggie, not the grandma, but Mom Maggie, mom of sweet Evelyn. They interviewed her. One thing that struck out in the interview was a few things. One, I know as moms, we brag about our children. It's something we do. We love our children. We brag about them. They're our pride and joy. I do it all the time. But it's something about her over-exaggerating, like, achievements. Like, not saying that her baby wasn't off the bottle at 6 months. That's rare. That's actually very rare. Like, the earliest you normally see is like they want you to be off the bottle by a year. So the earliest you usually see is like 9 months, the earliest, 8 to 9 months, the earliest, the earliest. You don't really see 6 months. So that's kind of strange for her to just bring out like she's very, very smart in this and that. Now I understand her saying she's a beautiful, happy baby. I understand her saying that, and I understand her bragging about her child. She seems like she over exaggerated. And people that are narcissistic like that will often, you can catch subtleties. Also some things, just some, you could see she was either a little nervous or lying. Both is what it looked like when she froze up, looked to the ground. Just, I study psychology, so you could spot the lies, and you could also spot, where she was nervous. She was probably afraid that they were going to ask her questions that she didn't want to have to answer. And you could tell the reporter was trying to be really nice with her because she didn't want her to walk away from her. You could see the reporter was trying to, just get more info without kind of trying to push her. Okay. So, also she used the past tense a few times, which was strange. Like, she loved baths, and so she likes baths. Of course, she hadn't seen her in a few months, so, but it's just the way, she loved baths. The reporter asked what she liked to do together, what they like to do together, and what she liked to do, and what they do together, and she just said she liked baths and Baby Shark, and there was not much. She really didn't give a whole lot. She said she could say I love you, or she can almost say I love you, something like that. To me, that's not much of an exaggeration for a child saying. It's just something about the bottle one was like really strange, and like, unless you're like, she said her baby just gave up the bottle. Usually babies won't give up a bottle. Like, you could give them a sippy cup and sometimes they'll take it. They just won't like just completely give it up. And usually it's a little later. It usually is closer to 1. So, she was kind of pertaining to like her kid being advanced. I don't know. It was just if you watch the interview, I just saw lies, deception, nervousness also. So, I didn't want to watch it just one time. I wanted to watch it more than once. I wanted to watch it like 4 or 5 times. And each time I picked up on something else, with the video. It didn't automatically give away that, but it gave away clues to, I literally could see, Then she said, well, if I knew how good the team was, I would have reported her missing because they are really good. She also pointed back to, to one of the sheriffs or somebody that was really, really good. She made him look like a good person. She wants them to, she wants to, compliment them, for their work. She wants to just, whatever she does to take the attention off of her. She don't want them to look at her, so that's kind of a nice compliment. They're doing a good job. They're really good at their work. Just little things that she's done to take attention off of her. And even on comments that she's made on Facebook posts. She hasn't taken her Facebook down like a lot of the other ones. Her boyfriend had taken his Facebook down due to threats. The actual boyfriend. The dad hadn't, but no one suspected that he was involved, so no one was coming after him or anything. I'm surprised the mom kept her Facebook open, but actually, in a way, I'm not. She likes the attention. So here we are. She's commenting. What I really felt was strange was when people were like, where the hell is your baby at? Instead of saying, hey, look, I'm innocent. I don't know where my child is. And she just went in and posted, they must have given her to somewhere else. I told the law. It was just this calm, just this simple, yes, be straightforward, but it was just directing the attention away from her instead of saying, I'm innocent, or I didn't do this. It was just more this calm comment. It was just these subtleties, if you can pick up on. And I would like to hear from some psychologists who profile. They will pick up on this. You can pick up on this, okay? This is not hard. It might be hard for some people. And I read this one lady had posted, well, after watching her interview and how she cried like that, I believed her. Seriously, I mean, yeah, it could have been possible that the whole time she was trying to keep her composure really, really well. And then when she started talking about her baby, she teared up. But it wasn't until like the end, even when she was talking about the baby shark, she didn't really tear up. It wasn't like until the end. It was very pushed and forceful, I think, just the emotion. So here it is. I really think the mom knows 100%. And I think she has most, if not all, of the involvement. If not all, most of the involvement. There's just not a doubt in my mind at this point. I mean, this hasn't been going on, that long. They have to look at all the leads and everything. I just, at this point, not only going by what I've read and looking through everything, I still don't know everything. The law has things, investigators have things that they have not disclosed to the public, so we don't know everything. And they won't disclose everything. They don't want to hamper the investigation. If something comes back to somebody, to one of them, Maggie or somebody else, this can hamper the investigation. And people are already out there posting so much. Some things are false info, and other things like this, that it could hamper the investigation. And that's something you don't want to do, is hamper the investigation, because there's a lot of people that are really involved and really worried about Evelyn, and Tennessee doesn't have law for filing false, for giving false info to the police. They don't have that kind of law here in Tennessee, so they cannot charge her for anything. There is a petition going on that you can look up, for the Casey law. You can look that up and sign that petition. I think they've about reached the goal for that one. Not sure if anything will ever come of that, but it's just, you can sign it though. And so right now they haven't charged her with anything, and they are still investigating, so it's going to take time, and hopefully this will get straightened out. It's just a mess with this case, because there's so many bad people. And I think Maggie thinks she can take advantage of that. She knows her mom's she knows her mom's a bad, she's on drugs, and she was arrested. She had open warrants for Tennessee, and now she's driving a stolen vehicle that her daughter bought her and didn't pay for. And she's using whatever badge she can. She's thinking nobody will look at her because she doesn't have like a really bad criminal record. But this girl is, I'm sure they have interviewed her some, and I'm sure that, they need to have someone, a profiler, come out and just interview her more and more. And I mean, you can get some info. I mean, not info, but you can, in your heart, you can kind of see, how she is. But yeah, I mean, she hasn't even spoken much, but that one interview, I watch it over and over again. And besides the comments she's posted, which are quite just a little on the strange side, just very numb, and just very like directing attention away from her immediately without even saying, hey, I'm innocent. A lot of narcissists use this tactic. They use that tactic. A lot of them won't even say, hey, I didn't do that. They'll just direct the attention away from themselves. And it just was, when I saw that, it was just chilling. I mean, it just woke me up. And was like, she's kind of slowly, little by little, hanging herself here. Now she's posted pictures. Earlier today, I saw she posted pictures. I guess there were some newer pictures of her daughter. Please help bring my baby home. So you guys see how this case is unfolding. I mean, I think she has involvement. I think, the dad suspected it. The dad did not suspect Maggie's mom of having involvement. He talked to Maggie's mom. Maggie's mom, said, you'll regret calling the, I mean, that's your daughter. You'll regret calling the law. She didn't say, that's your daughter, or you'll regret calling. She said, you'll regret it. And that's something you'll say to someone. You're afraid. Why would he be fearful of his ex-wife getting locked up? They're not even together. That's his daughter. She'd regret it, or he'd regret reporting it for if or when she gets locked up. He would regret it. He would regret throwing his daughter under the bus. That's how I feel when he said that. I feel that the mother knew that something had to have happened to her. She didn't know what, but something had to have happened. And, and I'm not sure if anybody else is involved. It is possible that she had help. It is even possible that her dad even helped her, even though he's the one that called and reported it. I doubt it. I doubt he's involved because, even though, he could make himself look good by reporting it and, feeling like they wouldn't look at him as helping Maggie, because he's the one that actually reported it. So they do need to look at all possible leads. They need to look at, still look at the dad, still look at the boyfriend. So Maggie's dad, Maggie, the mom, Maggie's mom, Angela, the Evelyn's dad, I don't even think was here in state at the time, but they need to look at everyone who was around the baby, and I'm sure they are looking at everyone who was around this child, the dad, Maggie, even the Maggie's brother, the oldest brother. I mean, everyone that's involved, and just question each and every one of them. And I mean, it takes a lot of interrogating sometimes to get information out. I don't see Maggie being the type, and I really don't see her ever saying anything. I do not. I don't even think if the evidence was put right in front of her face that she would ever say anything. I do not see that. I do not pick that up from her. I don't at all. And narcissists are like that. You can have evidence thrown in your face, and they are good liars. They will get attention away from them. They are good liars. They are good manipulators. And I mean, sometimes, some of them are. Some of them aren't great at it. Some people can see through them, but all narcissists, all sociopaths are different. And trust me, I've met a couple of them, and they were each different. One was super intelligent, very, very intelligent. Could charm anyone and make anyone believe anything, and was a monster behind closed doors. And then I met another one, I have one that's a cousin, and I met another one that was he was narcissistic even in public. He was that way, but he was also very cunning and things like that. He could just not hold his anger quite. He was narcissistic, but he also had where I suspect he was bipolar on top, because he would have highs and lows and couldn't hold his anger, and have very, very low phases. So I suspect he had other issues. He wasn't as intelligent. But everyone's different. Every person's different, but it's just really sad. This case really breaks my heart. And who's here to speak up for Evelyn? We have to speak up for Evelyn because she is the victim. She is not here. We have to speak up for her. She didn't have a lot of people to speak up for her. She is gone. Now her mom comes around that she wants her and loves her and wants her back, and now people's, out looking for her. We didn't know she was missing. We have to speak up for her. And, but really, guys, I hope you can see the mom's involvement in this. I have even went around and around, and it all comes back to the mom, and I think it always will. She will give them more and more excuses. Now she will give them the excuse, as she said, her mom must have dropped the baby off with somebody. Mom said she never had that baby, and I don't see that. I don't see the mom having the baby. Even when I did, and I looked into all the comments and reviews, this was after I already did my tarot spread, I didn't see Angela as having any involvement. I just didn't, as far as her demise, if she's no longer here, because when I did my tarot, I had really specific cards that were startling to me. So I know people don't believe in tarot, and people don't want to follow that. They want to just keep searching and keep hoping. And so, I'm wanting to keep the hope out there for you guys. and not push that my beliefs on anyone or my thoughts. But I hope that you can see that everything leads back to Maggie. She has seemingly seemed convincing on TV. You could see through the lies if you paid attention. You could really see through them. Just subtleties, and just especially towards the end when they started asking, when that reporter once asked a question, now are you worried about him, or do you wish you would have called, and just some subtleties around that area. She was very tensed up and nervous when they asked questions related to her being in somebody else's care. So that was kind of strange. So, but like I said, right now everything leads back to Maggie. And she is just, there's no excuse. I don't care what it is. There are people that have tried to make up excuse. Someone even told me that there is a support group. I don't know if it's one of her friends posted, Maggie actually posted, or someone that believed in Maggie posted. A support group supporting Maggie. Bring Maggie home to, or bring Evelyn home to Maggie. So Maggie and Evelyn, we believe Maggie is innocent. I do not. So I'm just putting that out there. I think Maggie has 100% involvement. If not solely, she is the main. I mean, there might be somebody that that could have helped her, because she's young. It makes sense that there could have been someone to actually help her with this. So that makes sense. Who? We don't know. A man, probably. Could it have been her mom's boyfriend? Could it have been the father? Could it have just been herself? Could it have been we don't know. But I do see Maggie as having this involvement, and, she has lied and lied and lied and lied. And I'm sure they have questioned her and said there's, nothing to be scared, nothing to hold back. We are here. But you know that she is still lying, because she has total involvement. So, I'm sure that they are questioning her with all of this and trying to get out more information. I don't think she's ever going to really say or acknowledge the fact that, she's always going to play the victim mentality. Like, nothing's ever going to be her fault. This is how I picture and see her. After I did my reading, I was clear. It was pretty clear on that for me. But then, after I went in and saw all that I saw, it just made it that more clearly. And I just felt like I was done with this case. Especially after I saw some people, I felt like some ignorant comments, with some saying, I don't think Maggie had anything to do with this at all. I think she was stolen from her. There's no way. Like I said, just take into Maggie's dad's interview alone. Watch it again. I think just by him saying what his ex-wife said, he was in contact with her, obviously. He knew they hadn't seen, him or his ex-wife had seen Evelyn. I mean, they are even thinking something with their daughter. That's what I think. So, but, let me know in the comments what you guys think, and I will message you guys back and comment. I'll make sure to comment on your comments below. Thank you.